back to Studioloo. It's Cindy, and we're here for day number 9 of DEPHEMEREMBER. This is a daily inspiration ephemera making December daily hosted by 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel, who I've linked below in the description box. Day number 9 is about using tea and creating an envelope. So I thought about a lot of different things this morning, deciding what to do today. I think I'm going to use tea-dyed paper. I've been experimenting a lot with low immersion dyeing for paper, meaning you leave a bit of the surface white and you just kind of let the liquid kind of creep around on the paper, and you get some really nice, kind of almost marbling. Some of it looks almost like crystallization. It's quite nice. So this was a blueberry tea, so it had a bit of a bluey color to it. It's very subtle, but it's there. So anyhow, I think what I want to do, I thought about, do I want to cover an existing envelope, make my own envelope, maybe an origami type envelope. But then I just settled on wanting to make like a pouch style envelope out of a file folder. So, and giving it kind of like maybe a winter theme. So what I have here is this alarm system file folder. It was part of a bunch of file folders that I got in an estate auction. So I'm just going to, I think, tear this right here, just at the edge of the tab. There we go. And then this will be left over. So then from here, I think what I'm going to do is probably cover the whole thing with the tea-dyed paper. So let's cover this in glue first. I'll use glue stick because I am going to be stitching around this whole thing too. It's really just kind of about tacking the paper down. There we go. Oops. Cover the glue here. And then I'm going to try to use the more interesting paper here. So this is the side. Okay, so this will be the flip. No, other way. What am I thinking? This will be, yeah. So if you cover those, no, I'm doing this the wrong way. Oh, you know what? I think I goofed this one up because in order to, yeah, we have to, okay, it's okay. You know what? It's okay. I'll show you what the mistake I made was in a second. So this back side here doesn't need to be covered. It's this side and then the other side. I went a little wild here with my gluing, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is just cover the back side as well. Because you know what, actually, that gives me the option to make this like a floating pocket that's clipped on if I want to. So let's just do the whole, we'll cover the whole thing. This is the back side. Okay. This is what happens when you work on the fly. It's just, you never know. Okay, so we've got those covered. Now, this is not quite big enough. So I think what I'm actually going to do is just trim this off entirely. Okay, then this bottom one. All right, and then we have to see what do we still need to cover. We just smooth all this down here. All right, so I want to do a little bit of shaping with these corners. First of all, I just want to trim the top off. Possibly, actually, I could tear that a little bit neater. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah. Then I need to cover this top section so that we don't see the alarm system. And this is actually a really nice little piece of paper right there to cover this with. Okay, so now that's all covered. We're going to trim the excess off the back. Okay, so move these scraps over here. So this is what we are left with, and I want to round these corners of the front. Wrong side. I like the bigger curve better. There we go. Okay. Then I want to ink this up with, I think, Vintage Photo. Let's just make sure I don't use walnut stain today, as I did yesterday. There it is. No, 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 no. Other pile. Come. Actually, Rusty Hinge might be nice too. There's Vintage Photo. That's what I'm looking for. Salvaged Patina. No, no, no. Kind of like crushed olive too, because I'm going to be giving this a bit of a wintry theme. You'll see what I mean in just a couple of moments here. So first of all, let's just do some inking on the edges here. Okay. Just need to trim a tiny little piece of paper here. There we go. And then maybe I'll do the back too, because we may end up using this as journaling space on back, because this is a large piece and I ended up covering the back, so that works. Okay. Now I'm just trying to decide how I want to, if I want to trim this a little bit more. When I stitch it, I might not stitch all the way to the bottom, or I may want to actually fold this flap down. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of like that idea. Then if I have, how would I want to close this? Let's think about that. I've got all sorts of brads and such. What would I like to do? Because if I used a brad, I'd have to punch a hole all the way through, or I could make those little circle tabs, which would also be kind of nice. Let's think. I'm thinking about those buttons that I made the other day. I don't have any more of them left, I don't think, but we could make more if I need to. I'm going to stitch around this and come back and probably have my thoughts a little more collected. One moment. Okay, I am back and we are stitched around, and then I just want to do maybe a little more dramatic inking with some crushed olive around the edges. And I haven't decided yet on what I want to do for closure. I'm also thinking about some kind of like a tie made from some sort of a rustic type ribbon or something. So I will think about it a little more. But for now, adding a bit of ink. Okay, then what I want to do next is decorate this background and add a little bit of an evergreen element. So here is what we're going to do. We're going to do some mark making with some pine tree. So this is just a little piece of pine tree that I collected with my daughter. We do a lot of nature study, and I like to use a lot of different things for mark making. I have something coming up about that shortly, actually. So let's get started. So I've already done one just as a test before I got started. So I'm using gouache, and I'm using this darker green, and that's going to be the basis for painting the, I flattened this, I should mention, before I used it. I flattened it in a book so that it would lay down nicely. So the major thing is to get that center stem there. Then just wipe a little of the gouache off and get some of the light color. And that's going to add like some highlights to the background that's darker. So then we're just going to freeform kind of lay this on and lift, and lay it on again, and just press a little bit. Maybe just go over this one more time. There we go. And add another, actually I need a little more paint on this one, I think. Okay, getting there. All right, then I love working with these natural things because you get all those lovely smells of winter. This is a very nice evergreen smell to it. It's also nice to work with eucalyptus for the same reason that you get that lovely eucalyptus, almost minty kind of smell. It's really nice. Maybe one more here. You can usually get at least 2 presses out of these. Sometimes a little more. It all depends on how much paint these needles hold on to. Another one right here. All right, I'm going to leave this hanging around because once this is dry, I'm going to want to do the front flap of the envelope as well, but I can't do it quite yet because I need to wait for this to dry a bit. one there, maybe one more here. Another thing you could do with these is you can laminate them underneath like a lamination envelope. And I think I might put one on the on the inside as well of the flap, because we'll be opening the flap. So there we go. Okay, so let's just allow this to dry, and I will go wash these green fingers and I'll come right back. Okay, I am back, and I have dried this off, and I have added a couple more of the prints to the cover of the, or the front of the flap rather. So then I was thinking I also wouldn't mind doing some kind of like a paper ruffle down the side. So I think I will use this leftover of the tea-dyed paper. And I'm actually just going to tear the top for a more freeform edge. And I'm going to leave the other side. So I think what I just want to do is create this kind of ruffle effect just by like folding this sort of like an accordion. Okay, a couple more there, probably like that. Okay, so, oops, hold on. You have to always go the same direction. This is my problem. I always forget what direction I'm going. Okay, yeah, down. Okay, sorry. This is why we make, you know, things off camera before we try them. So sorry, I'll explain how to do this now that I'm doing it properly. So you start from the bottom and then just keep folding down, leave a little bit more of a gap, and then again, create another fold, leave a bit more of a gap. There we go, just like this. Okay, so now I just want to stitch down this possibly a couple of times. And I'm trying to decide, I think I may use it along the edge here. Just want to see where I want to put this to kind of understand how I'd like to stitch it. Yeah, okay, I'll be right back. This will be stitched in 2 seconds. Okay, so we're back and we're stitched. So I just did 2 lines of stitching to secure it here. Then what I also have is my focal point. I'm going to use a bird today, like a wintry bird. So I've got this book, the Reader's Digest Birds, Book of North American Birds. So it has really nice large bird images, and I wanted to get a bird that was kind of a wintry or a pine related bird. So I've already chosen the bird that I want, which is the pine warbler. Very perfect for this whole theme. So the first thing I want to do is just tear the bird out of the page. And I'm going to keep the pine warbler label because I actually think I want to use that as well. Then just go around here, and I'm going to tear off where it says male and female. We don't need those labels on there. Okay. So then to just kind of decide where we would want to use that. Yeah, probably right along the bottom there. Then I'm going to just cut out the name and the genus of the bird. Just set this aside here. Then we need some ink. text I need to, there we go, pull off. Okay, then I will also ink this the same kind of color. And then this whole entire label I want to cover with ink. I don't want this white. Sorry if I'm off camera. Hold on, I'm just inking the label. I'll show it to you in 1 second. Okay, so the pine warbler, I just inked the whole thing so that it wouldn't be white. Okay, and then I also have decided I want to use this piece of corrugated cardboard to be my closure fixture. So I'm going to kind of just tear out like a freeform shape from this piece of corrugated cardboard. Sort of like an oval, essentially. Then I think it will go here. And I want to dress up the pine warbler's label a little bit too before we use it. So let's just push this to the side. And I was thinking of using a little bit of tea-dyed lace also back here. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to throw a couple of stitches in that. Okay, so that is stitched around now. Just trying to get an idea for how I want to collage this. So I need to put a hole here and I need to affix this as well. I'm just trying to decide if I want to put like a brad or something through that, which I may do. I have a few nice brads that I'm just trying to see if I have one that matches the colors that I want to go with here. Oops, so I have these. That could be a nice contrast, but I think the green really goes. So let's just start with the closure because then I will sort of know where I can work. So we're going to just use a pokey tool to poke this through here. Just be a little careful. Angle your pokey tool up away from your fingers, but also don't stab through the back of your envelope. Then this on here. And the tricky bit is just kind of opening up your brad. So I just I press it down and I just sort of fiddle with it until I get it open here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so it's on. Then just adjust it, give it another good flat press. So this will move a little bit, which is good because I need it to allow the cordage I'm going to use to close this to be in behind it. Now I need to put probably an eyelet in there, and I'm going to use, I have this brassy tone of eyelet. So grab that, and I need a tool here, the chomper. And then let's just line this up a little bit with this to make sure that we put it in the right spot. So I think right about here is where I want the hole to go. So I need a 3/4 inch hole. Then we will pop in the brad. Right, and we are squished in. Good, good. So then I have this big ball of cordage. I don't know exactly what it's made from. I can't remember. It's been a long time that I've had this cordage. So I think I'm just going to pop it through here. And I think I would want it to have, what kind of a closure? Would I want to tie this possibly, or loop it around and just, yeah, I think like that would be fine. And I don't want it to be too long. So just right there is good. Let me just get this ball of cordage out of the way. Okay, so now we know how this is going to go. So, perfect. Then what I'll do is just move the strings up, but I'll leave the envelope closed so that I know what my working surface is going to look like here. So I think I want this to go here. Actually, let's just put the birds on how we want them to go. Maybe like that. This, I think, actually I might put it in the front. No. I don't want to cover up that pine. I think I want the label to go here. And then maybe this would go over here. But I think I want to just tear it down a little bit. It's too wide. I don't want it to be like mirrored to what I've done over here. So I'm just going to tear here and then just clip the excess strings. And I may actually attach that right off to the side a little bit. I'm also thinking about potentially using this and stitching the whole thing on there. I think I will, and I'll just line this up with the stitching I already have so I don't impact the edge of the envelope. Okay, that was easy peasy. So I just did a zigzag stitch right up the stem of this piece of pine. So the nice thing with this is it's actually super durable. This isn't the kind of pine that's going to dry out and all of these will fall off. It's actually a pretty durable piece of plant. So the other thing is it's got a lot of acrylic paint in it, so it's going to kind of make it even stronger. So now I think we can go ahead and stick these on without much issue. I'd also pulled a bunch of green fabrics, which I'm not sure if I'll do anything with. We'll see. Okay, there's my pine warblers. And our glitter glue for this. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because I kind of like the shabbiness of a little bit of a rise from the edges. Okay. There we go. Now this goes down here, as so, and I think I will maybe, I don't want that hanging over the head of the bird, so I'll just trim it a little bit. Okay. Do we need anything else over here? any kind of laciness maybe. A little bit of lace would be really cute there, I think. These are the green fabrics that I grabbed. And potentially a little bit of this might be nice. But I'm trying to decide how. I really like that lace there. Maybe I could just put a little bit up here on this in like a ruffle. That's what I'll do. Okay, so I have a little bit of stitching I need to do again. I thought I wouldn't do so much stitching on this because like I have to keep leaving. I'm sorry. It's necessary. We need fabric elements here. I just do. I'm a textile addict. I'm actually going to glue that down because I want the whole thing to be attached. Let's just lift up this piece of paper that I don't need anymore so that I'm not messing anything up. Okay, so let's just go in with some Fabri-Tac. Someone gave me a tip to thin out my Fabri-Tac with a bit of acetone, and I will probably do that because if you can see this bubble, this is what takes a little bit of time for me to get started every time here, but it's not too bad today. Okay, just go in on all the little points of this. And then down the edge. Oops, there we go. Okay. I want the cut edge here. Yes, that's better. Love that there. Then this I want to, you know, I don't think I grabbed a long enough piece of that. That's the length I want it to be at the end, but I want to ruffle it, so I need a little more. So let's just clip a longer piece of it here so that I'll have enough to kind of ruffle it. That's what we want to do. Okay, so I have this length I'm going to make into that length. I'll just do that on the sewing machine. Okay, so I've stitched the ruffle along the top here. I'm going to leave these threads just kind of hanging around for that kind of more sort of shabby look. So I think we're done. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's quite cute. So yeah, we created an envelope and the closure has an eyelet and there's a brad holding this piece of cardboard here on. This is real pine that we stitched on. We also printed with the pine. We did some collaging. We did all sorts of stuff. So this was quite fun and I think I would do it again. So you just unwind this and this is how it opens. And we have the pine here too. And you can really see that nice tea-dyed paper in the background. And then this is an envelope. It opens up. You can put something inside of it. I'm really happy with the ruffle and I like the paper ruffle too. And then the back, this could be floating and you could also write along the back here. So yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun making this. I will definitely be back tomorrow with the next day of DEPHEMEREMBER. I'm really enjoying this whole challenge, and you can find all my information down below in the description box. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you did. I will post some final pictures of this also on my Instagram. You can follow me as Studioloo on Instagram as well. So have a wonderful day, and let's get these green fingers and a little bit of soap. Bye for now.